Hey guys, hope everyone's doing great. So in this video, I'll be talking about ITALKI because I've been using ITALKI for a year now, and I just wanted to give my review about ITALKI. Now obviously this video isn't like sponsored or anything, and actually before we get started, I just want to mention I do have a bit of a sinus infection, so if my voice sounds a little weird or stuffy or gross, that is why. So, as I mentioned, I've been using ITALKI for a year now, and honestly, I absolutely loved it. I've used a few other platforms like ITALKI, let's say, but ITALKI's been my favorite so far. I started using it a year ago because I was preparing for an exam for Italian, and I needed to improve my pronunciation because when I started learning Italian, I was in high school, living in Wisconsin, in the US. No one speaks Italian here. The first time I heard Italian being spoken, pretty much, I heard it once in Florida. And then the second time was when I moved to Italy. So I needed to work on my pronunciation and accent for sure. And also I heard that they I could search for specific teachers for the exam that were trained and qualified to help students prepare. So the great thing about ITALKI too is that if you are studying for exam, like the chills for Italian, delle for Spanish, or I think delf is French, they're all kind of like the equivalent in said language. There are teachers who are specifically qualified to teach students and prepare them for these exams, which is really great because, I mean, you can work with like a general teacher and tell them kind of your goals and what you want to study, but when you have a teacher specifically for this, like they'll give you material specifically that looks like something you would have to do in an exam. They'll help you with if you have an oral exam, written exam, for the quiz, whatever the exam may be. It doesn't even have to be like one of those. You can look for, there are lots of different ones depending on the language. It's really helpful to find teachers who are specifically qualified for this or have special training or what have you. So that helped me a lot prepare for my exam, and it helped, of course, improve my pronunciation in the process. My accent and pronunciation would not be where it is today without the help of ITALKI. But overall, I really like ITALKI because, first of all, the price. Each teacher charges a different price, so it's not a flat rate like another platform I've used in the past. I like this because I mean, depending on the teacher, obviously, like depending on the qualifications, it's just kind of like anyone who would be applying for any type of job. You know, the more, let's say, years you have experience, the more, like, depending on what your experience is, you're gonna apply for like a certain specific position. So that's why the rates are all different. Like, you have community teachers, and I think the other one is professional teachers. I don't know, I don't remember, but it's something like that. And so they usually charge a different rate for teachers. For exam prep, it might be a little more expensive for obvious reasons, but I like how the price is different, so you can go in the search bar and you can search what price you're looking for, and that can help you narrow down your search. So it's not as lengthy, or it doesn't take as long to find a teacher. You can also search for things like what other languages the teachers speak if you want to find a teacher who speaks the same native language as you. So that might help a little bit depending on your level. You can look for their availability, what days of the week you're looking to find a teacher on, and what time during the day, which can help you in your process of searching for a teacher as well. I really like how flexible ITALKI can be because I work 3 different jobs, so I don't have like a certain time every day. Like, it's not the same. My schedule fluctuates, and this is easier than taking like a class here where I live. It's also a lot cheaper. It's also a lot cheaper than going out and finding a tutor, or like having a tutor come to me, or going to where the tutor teaches. Like, it saves so much money, and it saves time because you don't have to go there, or you don't have to meet somewhere. In general, just finding a tutor like for anything is going to be expensive if it's in person. And with ITALKI, you're using Skype primarily, depending on what you want to use. And so for me, it's very comfortable. And I know a lot of people have approached me saying that they're a bit hesitant about this because it's a bit out of their comfort zone. It's not something that they would normally try. It makes them a little nervous. And honestly, I was the same way at first. When I started learning my first language by myself, I didn't want to use a platform like that because it was out of my comfort zone for sure. But after like almost a year of learning the language, I realized where, although it was my third language, Italian was, but the other two I had learned in school. So you don't have to really think about what you want to learn. Everything is in a curriculum, everything, assignments, quizzes, they're all already prepared. And it's kind of general when it comes to school. Like, it's not student specific, where in ITALKI it is. It's one-on-one. So that's obviously super great. You have more one-on-one time with the teacher. You can make your lesson specific to what you want to learn. There are some teachers who will already have a lesson prepared. You know, it's something you can talk about and work with them. So I really think I like the personal level of it. I've been using ITALKI for a year, like I said, third time in a row. And honestly, I've made the most progress, I think, in my languages since using ITALKI. It's helped me with so many things. I would definitely recommend it. I can't, like, it's my favorite one that I've come across, anything like ITALKI. And it's another great thing I love about it is the fact if you have to like cancel for some reason, you can cancel with up into within 24 hours of your lesson. And even if you have to cancel, like maybe you wake up sick and your lesson's in like 3 hours and you don't think you're gonna make it, or something's come up, you can just message your teacher. Everyone kind of has a different cancellation policy, but a lot of my teachers, you can just talk to them and you'll still be able to reschedule the lesson, no problem. So overall, I really loved ITALKI. Everything about it is super great for just like the average person. You know, you have things come up where you do have to make cancellations or change the lesson time because of work, and that way you're not actually like missing the class, where if you were taking like a class at a school, you would have to miss it if you were sick. You couldn't change it or reschedule. There are so many options to choose for teachers because everyone has a different learning style. And I've realized that in class I've had teachers that are super great for my type of learning style and others that are not. And sometimes when you're stuck with a teacher for a semester or a whole year that doesn't work great with your learning style, it can kind of make you start to feel like a little bit overwhelmed, not want to learn the language. And this really cuts all of that out of the way. So if you guys have any questions for me, let me know in the comments. As always, you can, if you want to see a certain video about something, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you all on the flip side.